Control what you can, accept what you can't. In a world spinning endlessly with noise and distraction, it's easy to believe we must control everything. We obsess over outcomes, worry about what others think, and exhaust ourselves trying to manage the uncontrollable. But what if peace doesn't come from control? What if it comes from surrender? Not the kind of surrender that means giving up, but the kind that opens the door to wisdom. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." These aren't just words, they're a lifeline in a storm. Imagine standing in the middle of a whirlwind. Chaos surrounds you. People's opinions swirl, unpredictable events crash into your plans, and emotions rise like waves threatening to drown you. But then you remember the ancient truth whispered through the ages. You cannot stop the wind, but you can adjust your sails. You can choose your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. You can breathe in the midst of it all and let go of what was never yours to carry. When you truly grasp this, you feel lighter. You begin to see clearly the boundaries between what belongs to you and what never did. Your mind, your choices, your responses, these are yours. But the outcome of your efforts, the way others behave, or the events life throws your way, they belong to fate, not to you. And this realization is not defeat, it's liberation. Because once you stop trying to control what you can't, you have energy to master what you can. You show up fully for your life, not with clenched fists, but with open hands. And even when the world falls apart around you, you stand still. Because you've built your peace on a foundation that can't be shaken. It's not easy at first, your mind will resist. You want to fix everything, solve every problem, anticipate every move. But the more you practice the art of surrendering the uncontrollable, the more your inner world begins to change. You're no longer a puppet of circumstance. You become the calm in the chaos, the eye of the storm. So the next time something upsets you, pause, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it is, take wise action. If it isn't, release it. Say quietly to yourself, this is not mine to hold. And feel the power of that truth. This is where Stoicism begins. With the simple, radical shift of focusing on what is yours, your thoughts, your actions, your heart, and letting go of all else like leaves falling from a tree in autumn. They were never meant to stay. Practice voluntary discomfort. Comfort is a quiet seduction. It whispers, stay here, don't move, this is safe, this is warm. But the ancients knew a different truth, that comfort unchecked becomes a cage, and growth waits beyond its walls. Seneca would sleep on the ground. Epictetus walked barefoot in the cold, not because they loved pain, but because they feared the softness of soul that comes from too much ease. They trained themselves in hardship not to suffer, but to be free, to know that nothing owned them, not the softness of a bed, not the warmth of a fire, not the approval of the crowd. Voluntary discomfort is not about punishment. It's about preparation. To say I can live with less, I can go without. I could be okay even when life is not. And in this strange practice, there is peace. Because when you choose discomfort on your terms, you rob misfortune of its sting. What once felt terrifying now feels familiar. And what you once thought you couldn't live without becomes just another passing shadow. Walk barefoot sometimes. Sleep without a pillow. Let the water run cold. Not to boast, but to remind yourself you are more than your surroundings. You are the soul behind the body, the fire behind the flesh. And when you no longer fear discomfort, you become unbreakable. Memento mori, remember death. We live as though we have forever, as though the sun won't one day set on us too. But every breath we take is borrowed, every moment a gift with an invisible expiration. The Stoics whispered it quietly, memento mori. Remember you must die, not to haunt you, but to wake you up, to burn through illusion, to bring color to the sky and urgency to your days. Death is not the enemy. Forgetting that death is coming. That's what steals life from your hands. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He meant, don't wait to love. Don't wait to forgive. Don't wait to live fully. When you carry death as a companion, you live with more tenderness, more presence, more clarity. You stop postponing what matters and let go of what never did. Imagine this day was your last. What would you say? Who would you hold? What regret would you let go of? What courage would you finally choose? Memento mori is not a grim thought. It is a key, a reminder that life is precious because it ends. And in remembering that, you begin to truly live. Amor fati, love your fate. There is a difference between enduring life and embracing it, between surviving what happens and falling in love with it. Amor fati, love your fate, not tolerate it, not accept it bitterly, but love it, every part, even the broken pieces, even the pain. Imagine saying thank you not just for the joy, but for the setbacks, for the betrayal, for the illness, for the detour that changed your entire path. Not because suffering is beautiful, but because hidden inside every hard thing is a fire that can purify you, transform you, deepen you. Nietzsche said, "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati." That one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Can you say yes to this moment, even if it's not the one you wanted? Can you trust that what arrives in your life was sent for your evolution? Love your fate, not because it is easy, but because it is yours, and it is sacred, and it is shaping the soul you came here to become. The obstacle is the way. We run from obstacles, as if the road should be smooth, but the Stoics taught the opposite. The obstacle is not the interruption. It is the initiation. It is the path itself. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is not just motivation. This is transformation. When something blocks you, it is inviting you to grow. You wanted peace, and you were given chaos, so you could learn stillness. You wanted strength, and you were given struggle, so you could build it. Every obstacle you face is a mirror, reflecting back the exact quality you are being called to awaken. Don't curse it. Study it. What is it asking of you? Where is it pointing your attention? The obstacle doesn't block the path. It reveals it. Focus on the present moment. Your mind will try to live everywhere else. It will run to the past and crawl into the future. It will rehearse, regret, anticipate, replay, but peace is never found in those places. Peace only lives now. Epictetus said, "You must understand that it is not events that disturb people. It is their judgments about them. And most of those judgments are about what's gone or what hasn't happened yet. But this moment, this breath, this heartbeat is untouched by all that. Can you return here again and again like a pilgrim to sacred ground? The present moment is not small. It is infinite. It holds everything. And when you are truly in it, there is no fear, because fear lives in the future. There is no shame, because shame lives in the past. There is only now, and it is enough. Turn the inner citadel into your fortress. The world will always be uncertain, but your soul, that can be steady if you build it right. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, a fortress within, not made of stone, but of self-mastery, of values, of strength. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And so, our greatest task is not to fix the world, but to guard the gates of the mind. Your citadel is built every time you choose calm over panic, discipline over impulse, truth over comfort. No one can invade it. Not fear, not rejection, not chaos, because you have turned inward and found a place untouched, unshakable. Do not waste time decorating the outside. Build your inner world, so when the storms come, you don't flinch, you don't fall, you simply stand. Let reason lead, not emotion. Emotion is not your enemy, but it is not your master either. It can rise and fall like weather. But reason is the compass. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Feel what you feel, but act from your center, not from fear, not from anger, not from the chaos of the moment. When you pause before reacting, you step out of the storm and back into clarity. This is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. It's about using emotion as a signal, not a steering wheel. When reason leads, your decisions are rooted. Your words are clean. Your conscience is quiet. And the world, no matter how loud, cannot shake your direction. Be a good person, regardless of others. It is easy to be kind when others are kind. Easy to be honest when others are honest. But the real test, the real calling, is to be good, regardless. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, no matter what the world does. You remain yourself. You hold your ground. You walk in integrity, even when no one sees. Because being good is not a performance. It's a posture, a quiet loyalty to your soul. Others may lie. You speak truth. Others may take. You give. Others may hurt. You heal, not because they deserve it, but because that is who you have chosen to be. Your goodness is your offering, your rebellion, your revolution. And when you act from that place, you become light. In a world that forgets how to live according to nature, nature does not rush. Yet everything is accomplished. The river flows, the tree grows, the seasons turn, all without force. Stoicism teaches us to live like this, to align with the rhythm of things, to stop fighting the current, and instead become one with it. To live according to nature is not just about the earth. It is about your inner nature too. What is right for you? What brings harmony not just to your life, but to the lives around you? You were not made to compete endlessly, to hoard, to dominate. You were made to grow, to give, to express virtue, to be in flow with what is real and right and rooted. Return to your nature. Strip away the noise. Live simply. Love deeply. Speak truthfully. And walk lightly. This is the way, so now. You've heard the whispers of the ancients. 10 quiet truths carried across time, not carved into marble, but into the soul of anyone who dared to live awake. They were not gods, not saints, just people stumbling through hardship, meeting life as it came, choosing wisdom over reaction, courage over comfort, and meaning over noise. They remind us that we are not here to escape life, but to engage it fully, to feel deeply and act clearly, to walk through fire without burning, to hold sorrow without breaking, to meet joy without clinging. You will forget these lessons sometimes. You will fall back into comfort. You will be pulled by fear. You will lose your way. And that's okay, because the path is not a line. It is a spiral. And every time you return with more strength, more depth, more light. This is the invitation of Stoicism, not to harden, but to deepen, not to detach, but to dwell more fully, not to rise above life, but to rise within it. So breathe in the silence, hold the moment, choose the good, love the fate, and remember, you were always the citadel.